The time has come yet again where it is time to give you my updated horror movie collection. We're going through every single horror movie, talking about it for like 10 seconds, and then moving on. And actually, this is not the bottom shelf. There's another one below it. Let's just get started. Starting off, 28 weeks later. I do not have 28 days later yet, but I will get it because I do need to watch it for when 28 years later comes out for, I think it's this year now. 47 meters down and 47 meters down uncaged. Decent shark movie, very terrible shark movie. Abigail. This might be the most recent movie in my collection, but I love Abigail. It's one of my favorite vampire movies already. And obviously Catherine Newton's in it. You guys know I love Catherine Newton. Alien Quadrilogy box set. This is just the original 4 in a very cool, nice little box set. Yeah, and then this is the 6-pack, so this is the original 4 plus Prometheus and Alien Covenant. And then we got the 2 AVP movies, so got all of them. Don't you worry. American Horror Story Asylum. I do not have season 1, and I haven't seen any of the seasons, but this is season 2, and I have it because I got it for $1, and TV show seasons are very expensive, so $1 was a steal, and even if I'm never going to watch it, I got a good deal. American Werewolf in London, one of the most iconic, infamous werewolf movies of all time. Not one of my personal favorites. I still think it's good, but not one of my favorites. The Amityville Horror 2-pack. This is the original and the remake. The original is a completely fine movie. The remake I actually do enjoy a lot. Anacondas, The Hunt for the Blood Orchid is the second Anaconda movie. I got this one in my horror movie mystery box, which I did a video on, so you can check that out. Annabelle, which is terrible. Annabelle Creation, which is pretty good. And then Annabelle Comes Home, which I have a little bit of fun with, but still not a phenomenal movie. Annihilation, everyone hyped this movie up a lot. It was okay. As Above, So Below. This is the first horror movie I ever watched, so you have this movie to thank for all of this. So, yeah, thank As Above, So Below for that one. Ash vs. the Evil Dead. This is the first season of the TV show. I have not seen a single episode because I still haven't finished all the movies yet, but we're getting there. Beetlejuice 4K, because I love Beetlejuice. It's my favorite Tim Burton movie, so I obviously had to get it on 4K. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. This is a great, underrated slasher movie. If you haven't seen this one, check it out. It's very meta. Like, Freddy and Jason are like real. They're both real in this, and he's trying to be a slasher, so go check it out if you haven't seen it. Belko Experiment, it's very action-y, but it's a pretty fun time. It's a good movie, but I think it is very tonally imbalanced. It's very dark and sometimes it's very funny. I don't know. Benny Loves You. I've seen the making of this movie. It is, I respect all the hard work he put in. Still, if I'm being fair, it's not a very good movie. Black Christmas, one of the best slasher movies of all time. And the Black Christmas remake, which is one of the weirdest remakes of all time. The Black Phone. I think this is my favorite horror movie the year it came out. Yeah, I thought it was very good. Very good. I don't know what else to say. Black Swan. I have not watched yet, but it is on my watch list, so don't worry. I'll get to it eventually. Blade Trilogy. Some people argue these aren't horror. They're vampires. Just deal with it. The Blair Witch Project. Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2. And the Blair Witch Remake, which if you guys don't know, I'm a huge defender of Blair Witch 2, so go check it out if you haven't seen it. Otherwise, just watch the original, because it's very good. And the remake's not bad either. Bodies, 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 one of my favorite recent horror comedies. Bram Stoker's Dracula. I take it back what I said about Black Christmas. This is probably the weirdest remake. It's not bad. I did enjoy it, but it's weird. Cabin in the Woods, another great recent horror comedy. Recent-ish, I guess. Candyman and Candyman 2021. The original is great. Did not care for the requel. I think is what it's technically clarified as. Carrie 3-pack, which is The Rage, Carrie 2, Carrie 2002, and obviously the original. And then I have the 2-pack with the original Carrie and Carrie 2013. I don't know why, but I do. Child's Play franchise. Got all 8 of them. I feel like we can just move on from those. You guys know I love the Child's Play movies. Cloverfield. 10 Cloverfield Lane. And the Cloverfield Paradox. I have only seen the original, but I love the original. The Collector, just watched this one recently. It's a very good movie. It's like Home Alone meets Saw, so if you like that concept, check this one out. It's very good, very gory. Conjuring, which I need to get on Blu-ray, and The Conjuring 2, which I do have on Blu-ray. These are both very good movies. Sometimes I honestly prefer the second one. I think they're both great, and I don't have The Conjuring 3 because I don't really care. Coraline, you can argue it's not horror, it's kids horror, so it's in the collection. I think it's alright. The Craft, it's definitely more of a girls movie, but I did enjoy it. It's alright. Crimson Peak came in the mystery box, haven't watched it. When I say the mystery box, I mean the eBay mystery box that I did a video on. Critters collection, all 4 Critters movies, and then Critters Attack. I don't have the like weird Netflix one, so don't even ask. I don't. Was it on Netflix or it was on something? I don't know. The Crow, haven't seen yet, but I'm gonna watch it soon, so don't worry. Cry Wolf, which is it's a movie. It's about all I can say. That's about it. Curse of La Llorona. It's a movie. That's about all I can say. It's not very good. These 2 came in the mystery box. Never heard of either of them. You got Dark Ride, which is a after dark horror fest movie, and then Death Tunnel, which I've just never heard of. But it does look somewhat interesting, but also kind of seems a little low budget. I don't know. And then we have Deep Blue Sea and Deep Blue Sea 2. I've seen the original Deep Blue Sea. I think it's a decent shark movie. I haven't seen the second one. The Descent, great, claustrophobic, like, it's about going into caves, so if you're claustrophobic, it's gonna be very scary for you. I'm personally not, so it wasn't super scary, but still had some good scares in it. Disturbia, decent, like, it's nothing special, but it's alright. Donnie Darko, which surprised me by how much I liked it. I didn't know if I was gonna like it, but I loved it. Don't Breathe and Don't Breathe 2, great trash. Pretty simple with those ones. Evil Bong Stash Box. This is all of the Evil Bong movies, and this is a very high quality collection. Like, look at the artwork on this. Like, it's pretty cool, and it is super high quality. Yeah, more artwork on the back, and you open it up with this little flap on the bottom here. You get all the horror movies in here, which, yes, there are Blu-rays for Evil Bong. I don't know. I don't like any of them, really, but this is like a $200 box set, and I got it for 90 bucks, so I felt like it was a good deal. And then I also have this movie that came with it, Ouija's. Never heard of it. Will I watch it? No. No, I won't. Army of Darkness and the Evil Dead remake. Don't have the first 2 yet, but I'm trying to get them. Just the first one's very hard to get your hands on. I don't know why. Exorcism of Emily Rose, also on my watch list, but I haven't watched yet. Exorcist, Exorcist 3, and Exorcist the Beginning. I do not have Exorcist 2 or Dominion or Believer, which is the new one, I think, but I'll get them eventually. Faculty. Great 90s horror movie. I haven't seen it. Check it out. It's got a great cast. It's a very enjoyable movie. Terrible. Fear.com. Don't watch Fear.com. Final Destination series and an extra copy of Final Destination 3 with the Choose Your Own Adventure. The Fog remake. I've only seen the original Fog. I haven't watched the remake yet. Forsaken. It's a vampire movie that I have not watched yet that also came in the mystery box. Frailty. I heard it was good, so I picked it up. Haven't watched it yet. Freaky, one of my favorite horror comedies of all time. Obviously, you got Catherine Newton, who I love, and Vince Vaughn, who I also love. Friday the 13th box set, all 12 movies, 13 including the bonus disc here and the little booklet. This is my favorite horror franchise. Y'all know that. And it's got great artwork on here. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Get Out. Y'all know Get Out is great. Ghost Ship. It has a good opening scene. That's about it. Ginger Snaps, my favorite werewolf movie ever, and one of my favorite horror movies, period. I really love Ginger Snaps. Glass House came in the mystery box. Godsend also came in the mystery box. I've heard Godsend is horrible though, so I probably won't be checking that one out anytime soon. Godzilla, this is the 2014 one with Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen. I really like that one. It's probably my favorite adaptation of Godzilla. Goodnight Mommy, have not watched this one yet, but I've heard it's good, so I kind of want to check that one out. And Gothika came in the mystery box. Ooh, almost knocked this stack of movies over. Gremlins 2, good, bad. That's all I really got to say about them. The Grudge and The Grudge 2, haven't watched either of them. I tried watching the original Grudge, and I watched about 15 minutes of it before I got bored and I got distracted. Halloween 1 and Halloween 2018. Halloween 2 and 3. 4, 5, 6, H2O, and Resurrection. Director's Cut, unrated, 2007 remake. 2007 remake and 2009 Halloween 2 remake, theatrical editions. Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. So I have all of them. They're all here. Not the most conventional way, but they're all here. Hannibal Rising, definitely the worst Hannibal movie. It's the only one I have though, so gotta get the other ones. Happening, haven't seen it yet, but I'll probably do an M. Night Shyamalan movie ranking eventually, so I got it. Happy Birthday to Me, a decent little slasher movie. Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. They're both decent. Like, I think even the second one is decent, but I really do like the first one. I think it's very good. Haunted Mansion, again, kids horror movie, counts. Putting it in the collection. Haunting in Connecticut, haven't watched yet, but I've actually heard is pretty scary. Not for many people who, like, actually know movies from, like, my friends. Hellraiser, we got the first two, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, don't have the other ones, but I've seen the first 3, and I've seen 8. And I don't really like the Hellraiser movies. Hereditary, one of my favorite horror movies ever. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Hills Have Eyes and The Hills Have Eyes 2. These are the remakes. I have not seen the originals, but I probably will eventually. Hitcher, another solid slasher movie. Is it? I mean, it's not really a slasher, but it's another solid horror movie. Host, nice found footage movie. It's in that like sub-genre of like Zoom call found footage horror movies. It's only like an hour long and it takes place during quarantine, so it's very good. Hostel and Hostel Part 2. The Hostel movies are not my thing, but I did see the original one, and it was fine. House of 1,000 Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and 3 from Hell. I do have the entire Firefly trilogy. I've only seen House of 1,000 Corpses because, again, not really for me, but I did somewhat enjoy House of 1,000 Corpses. House of Wax, solid. I think this is like a remake of the like 50s movie. But House on Haunted Hill, I believe this is also a remake. Hunger came in the mystery box, but I actually kind of want to check this one out. It looks intriguing. The Hunt, probably more of an action movie, but it's in the collection. It's pretty good. Jack Frost 2 and the Ice Cream Man. I've seen Jack Frost 2. And I can safely say it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, but I have not seen Ice Cream Man yet. And why are those two movies paired together? I have absolutely no idea. Idle Hands, one of my favorite horror comedies ever. I really, really like Idle Hands. I Know What You Did Last Summer trilogy, which is I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Good, fine. One of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Like, genuinely, it is terrible. Insidious, Insidious 2, Insidious 3, Insidious 4, and Insidious 5. I have seen all of them, and I only like the first one and the third one. Invisible Man remake, one of the best remakes I've ever seen. A very good movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It 1990, not great, but enjoyable. It 2017 and It Chapter 2, which It 2017, if you guys don't know, is my favorite movie of all time. It Follows, which is great. Jacob's Ladder, which I thought was fine. I know a lot of people love it, and I didn't love it, but it was all right. Jaws, which yes, I know I need to get on Blu-ray, and the Jaws sequels, which I do have on Blu-ray for some reason. None of them are good. Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, Jeepers Creepers 3. Let's move on from those because I don't want to talk about them. Jennifer's Body, which I really enjoy, and I didn't expect to really enjoy, but I do really like this movie. One of the most infamous, dumb, fun horror movies ever, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's very enjoyable. Krampus, one of my favorite Christmas horror movies. Honestly, like, if I were to pick a Christmas horror movie to watch, I would probably pick Krampus over a lot of the other ones, even if Black Christmas is the best one. Lake Placid, not good at all. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Stephen King's The Langoliers. I got it in the mystery box. I have never heard of this thing in my life, but it's directed by Tom Holland, not Spider-Man. Last House on the Left remake. Haven't watched it yet. The original was pretty good. Last Night in Soho. I bought this movie when it came out. I bought this movie in 2021 and I still haven't watched it yet, so that's kind of embarrassing. Last Voyage of the Demeter. I liked it more than most people. I know a lot of people were hating on this movie. I thought it was fine. I thought it was pretty good. And then we have the Leprechaun series. This is all 8 movies, and only a couple of them do I even have fun with. The Lighthouse, I have seen it. I gave it a chance, and I can say it's not for me. I understand it. It's just not for me. A movie that is for me, Lisa Frankenstein. This is my favorite movie of last year, and one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And I'm not usually a guy that's like, oh, it's new, it's my favorite movie ever. No, but that movie was great. Little Shop of Horrors, fine. Honestly, I think the puppets are the best part of the movie. Lost Boys and Lost Boys The Thirst. I do not know if this is the second or the third one, and I do not care. But the original is great. Ma, if you haven't seen this one, check it out. It's very underrated. I actually, I didn't expect much going into it, but I really liked it. Mandy, again, not for me. I know a lot of people love it. It's just not for me. May, haven't seen it. The Meg, my favorite shark movie that isn't Jaws. Megan, I think this might have been my favorite horror movie that came out that year. I think it's like my second favorite movie that came out that year, period. Midsummer, nowhere near as good as Hereditary, but still good. Still a good movie. Misery, great movie. Not one of my favorite Stephen King's personally, but I did really like it. The Mist, one of my favorite Stephen King's. You just saw the ending in my top 10 horror movie endings video that I just put out. Monster Squad. I didn't even know I had that movie. Mortal Kombat and the Mortal Kombat remake. This is actually Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation and a TV movie, Mortal Kombat Legacy. The games are horror, so I classify the movies as horror. I don't care if you disagree. Mummy Trilogy, the Brendan Fraser ones. I've seen the first 2. The first one's great. Second one is not so much. My Bloody Valentine. I did not like this movie. I haven't seen the remake, but I did not like the original. Nightmare on Elm Street collection and the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, because for some reason these collections never come with the remake, but we got it. It's Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, do I really need to go through it? Night of the Living Dead. I'm gonna knock something over here. One sec. Okay. Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead remake. Survival of the Dead. Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead are fine. But I was expecting to love Dawn of the Dead, and I didn't. I think I prefer the Dawn of the Dead remake. Nope. Probably my least favorite Jordan Peele movie, but still a good one. The Nun movies, both are boring and forgettable. Old, I enjoyed Old. Was it a great movie? No, but I enjoyed it. Got the Omen box set, which is the first 4 and the remake, and then we do have the first Omen, which if you guys know was my second favorite movie that came out last year. If you guys know, the Omen, honestly, is, for me, the most overrated movie of all time. I don't like the original Omen, which is the only, like, classic horror movie that I would say I genuinely don't like. So, I feel like I'm allowed to have one, and that's my one. One Missed Call, haven't seen it. One Step Beyond. This is like 50 episodes of a TV show that I've never heard of, but it's horror, so it's in the collection. Came in the mystery box, obviously. I wouldn't just buy that on my own. Orphan, which is great, one of my favorite horror movies ever. And Orphan First Kill, which is also very good. The others, haven't seen yet, but I've heard is very good. And then we have Paranormal Activity 6-pack, but we do have Paranormal Activity box set, which is my favorite second favorite horror franchise of all time. And I have this nice cool box set for it. It's got all 7 movies, including Next of Kin, and it even has a little documentary called Unknown Dimension in there, so pretty cool. Pet Sematary, Pet Sematary 2, Pet Sematary Remake, and Pet Sematary Bloodlines. I've seen the original and the remake, and neither of them were very good. Sorry. Phantasm 5-pack, only seen the original one, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't great, but I had some fun with it. Phantom of the Opera remake, believe this is the Joel Schumacher one. Haven't seen it, I have only seen the Universal one. Poltergeist, fantastic. Poltergeist 2 and 3, both got some entertainment value out of, and then the remake, which I think is just a lifeless reincarnation. Predators, and Prey. I don't have Predator 2 or The Predator, but I have seen them, so I guess that's good. And then we have the other Prey, which came in the mystery box, and I've never heard of. Prey for the Devil, very mediocre. Prom Night remake, haven't seen. Have seen the original though, and I didn't love it. Psycho collection, this is the first 4, not the remake. And honestly, the sequels are solid slasher movies. I really enjoy 2, and I even get some enjoyment out of 3. Pumpkinhead, I am looking forward to watching this one, but I have not watched it yet. But look at how cool that looks. Like that looks pretty cool. Purge Anarchy, Purge Election Year, First Purge, and the Forever Purge. So I have all 5 Purge movies, which for some reason everybody loves. I think 2 and 3 are good, but not one of my favorite franchises. Quarantine and Quarantine 2. Have not watched either of them yet because I haven't. I'm going to watch them when I watch the Wreck franchise. Quiet Place 2, and The Quiet Place Day 1. The original's good, the other 2 are okay. Ready or Not, one of my favorite horror movies ever. If you haven't seen this one, check it out, please. Here's the Wreck movies, the Wreck box set. As I said, I haven't seen these ones either, and when I watch these, I'll watch the Quarantine movies as well. Return of the Living Dead. a solid zombie movie. Solid. What is this? Ring franchise. We have the original Ring, Ring 2, and Rings. The first one's the only good one. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Haven't watched yet, but is on my watch list. Don't worry. Rosemary's Baby. Just watched it recently for the first time, and it is very good. Saw 2. These are only here because I like they look cool. The only reason they're here. Because I have this 8-pack, which is the first 7 Saws plus Jigsaw. And then I have Spiral and Saw X in here as well. So don't worry. Got them all. And I'll get Saw 11 when it comes out. But I think it actually comes out this year. Scary Movie. Scary Movie 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have all of the scary movies as well. Are they horror? No. They're based around horror movies, though, so they get counted. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Good little PG-13 horror movie. One of the best PG-13s, I'd say. Scream 1, 2, 3. Scream 4. Scream 5. And Scream 6. So, obviously, I have the Scream franchise. I don't think I could have a horror movie collection without those. See No Evil. I haven't watched yet. Shaun of the Dead. It's a good horror comedy. I was going to say one of the best, but it's good. Shining and Dr. Sleep, both phenomenal. Shining is obviously one of the greatest of all time. Shutter Island, haven't watched yet. Probably more of a thriller anyway. Signs, not one of my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies, but still a solid one. Silent House. If you haven't seen Silent House, go give it a try, because I really like Silent House. I think it's great. Silent Night, which is the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake, which I thought was fine. Sinister, scariest movie of all time for me, and Sinister 2, you don't need to watch. If you watch the original Sinister, that's all you need to watch. You don't need to watch the second one. Sleepy Hollow, great. Slender Man, not as bad as people make it out to be, but still not good. Slither, very enjoyable. I actually really liked that one. I was surprised by how much I liked it. Smile, again, surprised by how much I liked it. It's a very good movie, very scary. Spontaneous, if you haven't seen this one, just give it a try. It's more of a romance, but I did find some very good enjoyment out of this one. Stephen King collection, Dead Zone, Pet Sematary, Silver Bullet, and Graveyard Shift. Strangers and Strangers Pray at Night. Love, could do without. Stranger Things, which is only the first season, but I like how it's kind of in a VHS. It's pretty cool, especially for the 80s vibe. The Substance, I have not watched yet, but I'm going to watch tonight, so don't worry, I'll watch it soon. I know it won an Oscar. I should have watched it before the Oscars, but I didn't, and that's unfortunate. Suspect Zero, got it in the mystery box. Haven't watched it. And Sweeney Todd, which is another one of my favorite Tim Burtons. All right, one stack left. Let me just search real quick. Okay. Talk to Me. I thought it was very good at some points, and also kind of disappointing at some other points. Texas Chainsaw 1, 2, 3, 4, remake, prequel to the remake, requel, prequel to the requel. Oh, I forgot. There's another one, but it's a Netflix movie, so you got all the Texas Chainsaw movies in here too. The Thing, and The Thing 2011, one of the greatest horror movies ever made. Should have used practical effects. If it had used practical effects, it might actually be like a 4.5-star movie. Thinner, haven't seen yet. 13 Ghosts, haven't seen yet. Trick or Treat, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. If you haven't seen this one, give it a try. Unbreakable, Split and Glass. I know that Unbreakable is not a horror movie, but Split is, so I'm putting it in the collection. Underworld, Underworld Evolution, and Underworld Blood Wars. I have not seen any of these. I do not even know if Blood Wars and Evolution are 2 and 3. I have no idea. Unfriended and Unfriended Dark Web. Both great, but I do prefer Unfriended Dark Web just a little bit. Unhinged, which I think is honestly decent. I expected to hate it. I thought it was decent. Uninvited, haven't watched yet. Universal Monster movie box set. This is all 30 Universal Monster movies. We got Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, Wolfman, Mummy, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Phantom of the Opera, and all of them are like sorted into their own little disc. So like all the Dracula movies are on the Dracula disc, and all the Frankenstein movies on the Frankenstein disc. So I really like how this one's put together. It's a very good collection. Unnameable 2, got it in the mystery box, never even heard of it. Upgrade, watched this one recently, thought it was very good. Urban Legend, nice little 90s slasher movie, it's alright. Us, might be my favorite Jordan Peele movie, besides Get Out. It's probably tied with Get Out. Van Helsing, haven't seen yet. Victor Crowley, definitely haven't seen yet. The Visit, solid. Not one of my favorite M. Night Shyamalans, but I did enjoy it. The Witch, very good. And it is under V because look at that, it's 2 V's, not a W. Alright. Walking Dead. We got season 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then season 9. I don't know why, but I do. It's kind of how this collection goes. You just buy them when you see them, and if they're out of order, they're out of order. Watcher, very good. What Lies Beneath, got it in the mystery box. I think it's more of a thriller, but yeah, I got it. One of the most boring remakes I've ever seen in my life. One of the most boring movies I've ever seen in my life. Another terrible remake. Oh, another Nicolas Cage movie. Another terrible movie. Oh, and then we get a good movie. Wishmaster and Wishmaster 2. I really enjoyed the first one. I haven't seen the second one. I think there's like 2 other sequels, but I haven't seen them either. Wolf Creek, very good, very disturbing. I recommend this one. I mean, not if you don't like disturbing movies, but otherwise, I recommend it. Wolfman, solid remake. It's hard to mess up a werewolf movie for me, so I quite enjoy it. Wrong Turn and the Wrong Turn remake. I have only seen the original Wrong Turn, and it's a solid slasher movie. X, the only one of the X trilogy I have. I don't have Pearl or Maxine, but the original is very good, and so is Pearl. I haven't seen Maxine yet, though. You're Next, one of my favorite horror movies ever. Possibly my favorite slasher movie. No, Freddy's Jason, but this might be second place, honestly. I really like it. And then Zombieland closes out the collection. I do not care for the original. The second one had some good laughs in it. Those are my horror movies. And I also actually did the impossible of counting how many horror movies I have, and the total number, if you were wondering, is 469, which is actually 151 more than I had last year. So that means I bought 151 movies in a year. Good God, that is, wow, that's, I don't know if that's impressive or sad, or both. And that's going to be it for today's video. Remember, if you did enjoy, make sure to hit subscribe and the bell notification to be notified when I post any brand new videos. Or you can comment down below some more video ideas for me. But that's all I got for today. I'll see you guys in the next video.